Hey, it's Miss Chung. Welcome to my YouTube channel. We're going over Chapter 1 review. Okay, looking at number 1. It says find the length of x, y, and explain how you found your answer. So like I said, all of these questions, if you could do this, and everything that's on your notes, you are good for the test. 15 questions, 16-ish questions. Find the length. How would I find this? What do I have to do? Find the length of the full line of x and y. So I'm going to draw it out. I have my entire x, y line. I'm finding all of this. How would I find it? Good. All you have to do is add them. Adding them, what am I adding? 6 plus 12, what would I get? 18. So x, y equals 18. Explain how you found your answer. Honestly, showing your work explains to me how you got your answer. So if you're showing me what you added, you're good. Okay, so if anything ever says explain, have to show work, even if it's a simple addition problem, you showed me your work. All right, going to the next question. It says a map shows a section of Highway 18 that forms a straight line. A family plans to drive 440 miles on Highway 18 from Springfield to Columbia. They drive for 66 miles and then decide they will stop halfway through their trip to rest for the night. How much further do they need to drive before they stop for the night? So this question has multiple parts. Drawing it out is the best thing. So looking at it, what kind of line am I going to have? A straight line, curvy line, twisted line? Straight line. They told me it's going to be a straight line, so I'm going to go ahead and draw it out. Again, visual helps a lot. Here is my drive from one point to another point. What's my total drive? 440. They're throwing in that 18 there to kind of throw you off, but we don't need that. So my entire line is going to be 440. They said I wanted to stop halfway to rest. How would I figure out halfway? Good. I'm just going to take that 440. I'm going to do it over here. Divide it by 2, and what would I get? 220. Perfect. So right here is halfway. Drawing it as best as you can. This is my 220 mark, but I've already been driving for 66 miles. So here's my 66 mile mark. How much further do I need to get until I rest? How would I figure that out? Lara? It's okay, go ahead. Lara, did you want to? Ava?
Subtract 66 from 220.
Good, I'm just going to subtract. So 220 minus 66, what would my answer be? If I subtracted correctly. Thank you. It'll be 154. 154. I gotta borrow. This would be actually 11 right here. I messed that up. All right, any questions on number 2? No? Okay. All right, number 3, it says point M is between points L and N on line LN. LN is 6x, LM is 4x plus 8, and MN is 27. Use this information to solve for x and then find LN. So 2 things, I need x and I need LN. So you have to find those 2 things. If you don't find those 2 things, you just give me 1 thing, you're only getting partial credit. So please make sure you are answering the question. So looking at it, how would I solve for x? What do I have to do? How would I set it up?
4x plus 8 plus 27 equals 6x.
Perfect. I need to write some sort of equation. If I know 2 pieces, I have to add it together to equal my entire whole. So setting it up as I have my pieces on the bottom. So my 4x plus 8 and my 27, that's going to equal my entire 6x. So now solving. How would I solve this? What do I have to do first?
Add 8 and 27.
Good. I'm going to combine my like terms, adding 8 and 27 together. So adding these two. I'm going to still keep my 4x. And what's 8 plus 27?
35.
Good. Equals 6x. Now I have a two-step equation. Pretty easy. What do I have to move over first? Good. I need to get rid of my 4x. I need to move it to the other side to get my x's together. So I'm subtracting 4x to both sides. These are going to cancel out. I'm going to get 35 equals 2x. Divide both sides by 2. X is going to equal, for number 3, 17.5. And then how would I find ln? Lara?
Plug in the x value.
Good for what?
For 6x.
Good. I'm going to plug in my x for my 6x. So I have 6x times, I'm sorry, just 6, not 6x. 6 times 17.5. If we multiply correctly, what would our answer be? 105.0. It'll just be 105. Please write it out if you have to. You will not get a calculator on the test. All right, super easy. We're just labeling, see if we know some vocabulary terms for number 4. So number 4 says, give another name for line S. Who could give me another name for line S? So identify your S, which is right here. This is line S. What could we call this other than line S? Any ideas? Yeah. Good. X. U. Keep in mind it is a line, so I'm going to make my line on top with my arrows. What's another name other than XU? Yeah. XR. Who could give me another one? There's RU, UX, RX. As long as it's on line S, I'm naming it by 2 points. All right, looking at number 5, name 3 points that are coplanar. What does coplanar mean? On the same plane. So, looking at it, we have to give 3 points that are on the same plane. Who could give me 3 points? Who could give me 1? Ava?
Q.
Q, okay, so we're going to go off Q. So Q is 1. What's another one? Gage? P, and I need one more. William? R, okay. 3 points. If you didn't have Q, P, R, and you chose 3 other different points, as long as it's on the same plane. So I could have had T, could have had Y. We said Q, R, P, Y, T. All right, collinear. Collinear means what? Same line. Vocabulary you have to know for your test. So who could give me 3 points that are on the same line? Yes.
T-R-Y.
T-R-Y, good. Keep in mind I'm separating my points just by commas. All right, and it says give another name for plane K. Remember, there were ways to name a plane. By the letter or by 3 points. So who could give me another name for plane K? Patterson? Plane K.
Oh, another name for it?
Mm-hmm.
Point Q.
Q. What else? Remember, you need 3 letters. You need 3 letters to name a plane. Q. Q, that's 1. Yes?
PK.
PK. Well, K is already the name of the plane, so it'll be Q, P, X. Not X, because X isn't on the plane. R. Q, we'll name it Q, P, not X. We said not X. R. All right, number 8 says plot the points on a coordinate plane. Then determine whether A, B, and C, D are congruent. Go ahead and plot your points. All right, plotting our points, I have -2, 1, which is going to be right here. 2, 1. So this is A, B. Then I have 3, 2. This is C. And 3, -2, which is D. How do I find, or how can I tell if they're congruent? What do I have to do with those lines? How would I figure that out? Yeah.
You could count the spaces between the letters.
Good. So I'm going to find the distance between the points. And since it's a horizontal and vertical line, I just really need to count the boxes. Okay? When am I not allowed to count the boxes? Yeah.
It's diagonal line.
When it's a diagonal line, and what do I have to do in order to find the distance of a diagonal line? Yeah.
Distance formula.
I have to use the distance formula. For these, I don't. I could just count the boxes, so counting our boxes. I have 1, 2, 3, 4 for A to B. 1, 2, 3, 4 for C to D. Are they congruent?
Yes.
Yes. How am I writing that? I am writing it as AB is congruent to CD. You have to make sure you're using the congruent symbol. So this little equal sign with a squiggly on top. Yeah.
We get points taken off, we don't do that.
All right, looking at number 9. It says the endpoints of CD are C1, -6, and D7, 5. Find the coordinates for the midpoint. What am I using for number 9? What do I have to use in order to solve this? I have to use my midpoint formula. Can somebody tell me what the midpoint formula is? The Hunter.
X with the 4 minus x2 over 4 divided by 2
Good.
in parentheses
And then what's the other one?
plus in parentheses y1 plus y2 divided by 2.
Good. This is my midpoint formula. You have to memorize it. It will be used on the test. So please make sure you know what the midpoint formula is. Yes.
Don't you close the parentheses on both and put a plus sign between them?
Not for this, no. For midpoint, it's because you're getting coordinates.
Oh, yeah.
So you need to have your x and y. So plugging it in. Remember, when you're solving for midpoint, you're using 2 endpoints. If they're only giving you 1 endpoint, you need to have your x or y somewhere. So I'm going to go ahead and plug it in. I have my x's. I have my y's. Plugging it in. I'm going to do x's first. So I have 1 plus 7 divided by 2. And then my y is going to be -6 plus 5 divided by 2. Solving it, 1 plus 7 is going to give me 8 over 2, and 8 over 2 is going to equal? Perfect. Looking at the next one, I'm going to have -6 plus 5. What is that? -1 over 2, and I'm just going to keep it like that. So my answer is going to be 4, comma, -1 over 2 in parentheses because I'm writing coordinates. Guys, this should be review. This is nothing new. Looking at number 10. The midpoint of RS is M, which is 1, 2. One endpoint is R, negative 6, 6. Find the coordinates of endpoint S. This is one that a lot of you guys had trouble on the quiz. They're already giving me my midpoint. I am solving for one endpoint. So we're still using our midpoint formula. I'm just going to have an X and I'm going to have a Y somewhere. So writing it out, remember, midpoint formula means you're solving for the midpoint. If they're giving me the midpoint, I'm going to also set it up equal to whatever my midpoint was. So I'm going to write it out. Again, I'm still using X's and Y's. Here are my X's, here are my Y's. So I'm going to set it up as endpoint, negative 6 plus, do I have another endpoint? No, I'm going to keep it as X over 2 equals what? My midpoint, which is 1. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and set up my Y side. 6 plus, again, I'm solving for that endpoint, divided by 2 equals 2. This is what it should look like set up. Now I'm solving for my X and I'm solving for my Y. So what do I have to do first? I'm going to go ahead and multiply both sides by 2. These are going to cancel out. I'm going to get negative 6 plus X equals 2. Add 6 to both sides. X is going to equal 8. Looking at the next one, what do I have to do first? Same thing, multiply both sides by 2. These are going to cancel out. 6 plus Y equals 4. Subtract both sides by 6. Y is going to equal negative 2. So I have my coordinates. I'm going to go ahead and write them in at number 10. 8, negative 2 are my coordinates for my end point. Again, please do not sit there and draw a graph, plot your points, and try and figure out the other side. It's going to take way too long. So you need to use the midpoint formula. Questions on the first 10? Yes? You're going to have to wait because someone's out. All right, going ahead and going to the next page. Find the perimeter and area of the figure shown. How do I find perimeter? What is perimeter? All right, perimeter is the outside. You're adding all the sides. And then area, you have to know your area formula. Looking at the graph, I cannot just count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Why can't I just count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? Why can't I just go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? Why can't I do that? I mean, technically, yes, I can, but that's not my answer. That's not 5 units. Why would that not be 5 units? Yes. Thank you. It's going by 2s. I guarantee someone is going to make that mistake on the test. You need to look at the graph and understand it's not going by 1s, it's going by 2s. So you need to count by 2s. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. I have 10 units on the top. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. 10 units on the bottom. 2, 4, 6 units on one side. 2, 4, 6 units on the other. Please do not count by 1s because you will get the answer incorrect. Because I found the measurement of all my sides, how do I find my perimeter now? Add them. I'm going to add all of them. 10 plus 10 plus 6 plus 6. What would I get? Good. So my perimeter, P, equals 32 units squared. I'm just kidding. Squared is always for area, so it's just units.
If we don't put units, would that be wrong?
No, it's fine. I won't count you off for that. All right, area. How do I find my area? Have to know your area formula. And what's my area formula for a quadrilateral? Yes. Length times width, base times height. It's the same. So I'm multiplying. Area is going to equal
60.
10 times 6, which, yes, is 60. Area equals 60. This one's units squared. Area is always squared. All right, let's go ahead and go to number 12. Again, reading comprehension is key. What are they asking me for? It says, identify the segment bisector of XY, then find XY. So I need two things for each of these questions. Identify the segment bisector of XY. Can someone tell me what the segment bisector of XY is? Keep in mind, it's not the point. Good, thank you, Ava. It is line L. For number 12, it is line L. How do I find the measurement of XY? What's the key word in the definition, in the directions that told me kind of my answer? What's the key word there? Yeah.
Since L is a bisector, just be like the identical to your side.
Perfect, because it says bisector. That means you're cutting it in half evenly. So if I know that this side is going to be 7, that means this side should also be 7, and 7 plus 7 is 14. So this is going to be 14. Number 13. Who could tell me what is my segment bisector? Remember, segment is something that cuts through. It is not a point. So who could tell me what my segment bisector is? Sarah?
LM.
Okay. Super important about LM. It is considered ray ML. So we went over rays because some of us are confused on rays. You specifically have to write it as ML with your end point on M and your line continuing through L. Now they're asking me to find XY. Again, keyword bisector, cutting it in half evenly. So if this is 9, this side should also be 9, and 9 plus 9 is? Perfect. All right, 14, 15, 16, it says, ray BD bisects angle ABC. Use the diagram and the given angle measured to find the inducted angle measurements. Indicated angle measurements, so looking at it, number 14, angle measure, the measurement of angle ABD. So ABD is 57 degrees. Find the measurement of DBC. Keyword in the directions, they told us it bisects. So again, cutting it in half evenly. So who could tell me what's the measurement of DBC? It is also 57 as well. So 14, the first part, the measurement of angle DBC is 57 degrees. So if this is 57, who could tell me what is the measurement of angle ABC? How would I find the measurement of ABC? Good, I just have to add them. And what's 57 plus 57? Good, 114. So the measurement of angle ABC equals 114 degrees. So I'm going to go ahead and erase this to now go to question 15. The measurement of angle ABD. ABD right here is 70 degrees. Find the measurement of angle DBC. Who could tell me the measurement of angle DBC? Again, it bisects, cuts it in half equally, so the other side should be good. The measurement of angle DBC equals 70 degrees. Now they're asking us for the measurement of angle ABC. The measurement of angle ABC would be good, 140. All right, number 16, they're telling me the measurement of ABC. All of this is 110. Find the measurement of angle ABD and the measurement of angle DBC. How would I figure this out? Remember, key word is that it bisects. So how would I figure out the measurement of the two angles, William?
You divide 110 by 2.
Good, dividing it by 2. And what would I get for both angles?
55 degrees.
Good, the measurement of angle ABD is 55 degrees. And the measurement of angle DBC is also 55 degrees. All right, last 4. Supplementary and complementary, what are the difference? Who could tell me what supplementary is? Yeah.
Supplementary is adding up to equal 180 and complementary is adding up to equal 90.
Perfect, good. You guys have to memorize that because someone, again, is going to make the mistake. So please make sure you're studying for that. Angle B is supplement of angle A, and if angle A is 65.2, find the measure of angle B. How would I solve this? What do I have to do? If they're telling me keyword is supplementary, what would I have to do? Yes.
Would you subtract 65.2 from 180?
Perfect. Okay, they're telling me one piece. I need to figure out the second piece, and I know all of it equals 180. So you're subtracting 180 minus 65.2. If you subtract correctly, what would you get? Right, if you subtract it correctly, it's 114.8. I don't know why this pen keeps going small and large. All right, looking at number 18, it says angle B is a complement of angle A. The measure of angle A is 65.2. Find the measure of angle B. How would I do this one? Complementary means 90 degrees, so you need to subtract. 90 minus 65.2, subtracting the measurement of angle B, 24.8 degrees. All right, number 19, the measure of angle A is supplement of the measure of angle B, and the measure of angle B is 3x minus 2 degrees. Find the measure of angle A. What would I do for this one? Yes, there's parentheses, there's 3x, there's minus 2. For this one, I'm going to still subtract. 3x minus 2 minus 180. If I solve this correctly, what would I get as an answer? Combining my like terms, negative 2 and negative 180, I'm going to get 3x minus 182, and that is my answer. I can't do anything else. So the measure of angle A is 3x minus 182 degrees. And doing the same thing for number 20. Find the measure, if angle A is a complement of angle B, and the measure of angle B is 3x minus 2, find the measure of angle A. So 3x minus 2 minus 90. 3x minus 92 is my answer. Like and subscribe for more math videos.